Hello guys, welcome to my channel. I have recently hit 1370 on my Sorceress ult, and I was wondering what build should I choose? Igniter build? Reflux build? Which one? After a few hours of testing, I came up with a very nice instant cast Reflux build that actually works. Not that crap one from Maxroll GG. So without further ado, let's go to Trixion and I will show you how the build. Here we are in Trixion. Let's go for server stats, engravings. Go, they should be 0. Let's summon ourselves a boss. And let's start with the abilities. First ability, Blaze, with damage amplification, flame expansion, and weak point to push imminent foes. Standard like with the Maxroll GG side. Of course, bleed rune on the next ability, Seraphic Hall. For this one, we don't go for the cooldown reduction, because we don't have mana for that. We go with MP cost reduction, Hail, and weak point, standard. Rune, Gale. Third spell, Reverse Gravity, and here we have White Angle, Electric Attack, and weak point detection, same as on Maxroll. With of course Galewind. For Punishing Strike, we don't go for AoE radius, we go for MP cost reduction. It is very crucial to have this. Then we go for Unavoidable Fate, and here, instead of going Magic Amplification, we go for Final Strike. And why, you'll see in a moment. Squall, or Squall, here you take whatever. You can even go with 0 if you want. Alright, I just have 9 because that's the amount of points I have. And I go Eyeglass Cast and Lightning Whirlwind, was it? Does not matter. For the rune, I go for Quick Recharge. You can go for Rage. Choose whatever you want, it's not important here. Esoteric Reaction. Quick Prep, you want the cooldown here. You don't need the MP here because it's gonna be an overkill. Final Strike for crit damage. And Stabilized Crystal. With the rune of Galewind, of course. Frost Call. MP reduction, because you need it, unstable rule, and final strike. Why crit damage, not damage? Because we're going crit. And I'll explain you in a moment why. And for the last skill, it's Rhyme Arrow, quick preparation, piercing strike, ice pick, just like on Maxroll. So you might be asking me, but this is not an instant reflux cast, but where's the swiftness? You're going for crit damage? That's the idea here. You cannot go swiftness. If you go full swiftness, cool, your animations will be faster, your cooldown reduction will be high. But there is one issue with that build. You will not have mana to spend on your abilities. You're just gonna be waiting there with your bars grayed out, and you'll be like, which ability should I choose? Punishing Strike, maybe Esoteric, which one? And that's the main problem of the build that you can check out on Maxroll GG. And that's why it sucks. So I chose crit. For the stats, you go maximum crit. That's about 1400 plus minus. And then you go for swiftness. And then here you get around 500 plus minus depending on what stat potions you have. Of course, for the 1370 Argos set, you will be going the red one, so 15% crit. 15% crit is around 400 points. Or I'll show you because maybe you don't believe. 1400 from gear. Yeah, 50% crit, right? You get another 400 from the set. Correct? 64. So it should be 65. And now, those are the stats. Engravings. What engravings should you choose? Well, it's an instant cast reflux build, so we're going 3 times reflux. We will be going not grudge because I do not like the incoming damage, plus 20%. This is, whatever. What we will go instead is here. This one, MP efficiency increase. You need this. The 30% extra MP will allow you to keep casting your abilities without wondering, oh, which ability should I use? Oh no, I need to wait 1 second for my mana. This. Just trust me on this, okay? You'll see. And if you don't trust me, go ahead to Trixion, figure it out on your own. Apart from this, I go with, where is it? 3 times Adrenaline, not Hitmaster, because I need that crit. That 15% crit is crucial for this build. Because if your Punishing Strike doesn't crit, you lose a lot of damage. And on top of that, I go Increase Mass. Now you might be saying to yourself, oh my god, what the fuck, Bogio, what is this stupid, silly build you're making, right? I'll tell you in a moment. Increase Mass. This is 18% attack power. This is a lot of damage. It's like a Grudge or a better Hitmaster, right? But you're saying, minus 10 attack speed. This does not affect your build unless you are casting, that's 1. And 2, you have a lot of cooldown reduction. If you do not play cooldown reduction maximum, which you cannot because you will not have the mana to spend on your abilities, the minus 10% attack speed will only smooth out your rotation. Because your animations will be slower, thus you will have more time for the ability to recover its cooldown. Maybe it's still hard to understand, so we will go to Paint Master, okay? This. Let's say you have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 abilities you cast, right? Go for a green color. This one takes this amount of time. Then you chain it into this. Then you chain it into this ability. So, you know, you're just pressing your abilities. And now, you want to press again number 1, right? With this build that I have here, you are pressing it here. This is your casting time or whatever time you're wasting to use it. Over here, you have at least 2 seconds in this build. So, if you go Increase Mass, and it increases the casting duration or animation time on all of these abilities, what's gonna happen? You're gonna actually increase over here, increase here, increase here, increase here the casting time, right? Effectively, these blue lines, right? Let's get rid of them because you're chaining them so you won't notice it. But these blue lines will cover up this. You will still, it's not that drastic as in this picture, but you will have a smoother build. So test it on your own. I think this is how it works, and there's no downside to Increase Mass, especially when you cannot chain your build properly or perfect, right? And yeah, I just think this is much better than Grudge, because Grudge makes you get more damage and whatever. So yeah, these are the engravings I'll be using. For the gems, you want to have Esoteric, cooldown damage, Punishing Strike, Reverse Gravity, Seraphic Call, Frost Call, Ram Arrow. Exactly the same as on the max roll. Most important are the ones with the crit damage on the ability itself. So Esoteric, Punishing, Frost Call. The other ones, it's like whatever. Cards, well, whatever. We don't have them right now at this point of the game. And yeah, with the build being explained, I will now do a 3-minute run. 1370 legendary equipment, epic equipment. We'll see how much DPS I can make and if the build feels okay. So here we go, 3 minutes, right? Apply source, yes. We don't care about this. And let's start, right? The way you want to play this is to keep your adrenaline running all the time. Like here, you see, there's nothing to do. You auto-attack, you chain your Squall, and you keep running your adrenaline, so it keeps running there. My mana still hasn't dropped below 50%, so that MP efficiency is kinda useless. but you will see that my MP will drop almost to 0 as the rotation goes on. And the whole point of this is that I can just spam buttons and not worry that, you know, okay, which spell to choose. I'm just gonna keep spamming all the time, like the instant cast Reflux build should be. So now, oh, I don't even have to use Squall later on. I'm already in the 50% MP region, right? I'm getting my bonus 10% damage. So we're gonna keep going like this for the next 1.5 minutes. Here I'll use Squall for the adrenaline to keep it up. You can see I'm already dropping below 50% and it's dangerously going to almost but I can still spam my abilities. Here I have to use Squall to upkeep my adrenaline. I'm just mindlessly pressing my buttons now. I have to use Squall again. Squall? Nah, I can use Blaze. DPS test is over. 583k. I didn't even have to worry about anything with my mana, and I'm doing damage. Like with the build I tried from Maxor GG, I wasn't even able to keep 400k DPS because my abilities had no mana to use. That's the build I'll be running until I go to 1445 on this character, up until to Vicus, and then I'll see what I can change with it. Like if you're wondering for the 5th engraving what to use, I'd say Hitmaster, because Grudge is better, but I have seen some nice clips where people with Grudge Berserkers get one shot on Vicus. So I don't like this Grudge anymore, so let's avoid it as much as possible right now. For the build itself, how much did it cost? Let's finish the training. I think I managed to build it for like 3k gold again. So let's go auction. Interest list. There we go. So, oh, it's even cheaper. 1,500 the necklace, but here, as you can see, I bought a Blessed Aura one. Why would I do that? Not for me. Well, this was the only item with MP efficiency increase that I could find for myself. And there weren't other combinations with like reflux or increased mass or adrenaline. So I had to think of a way to get my extra points. Luckily, I got plus 12 MP efficiency engraving book. Because it's really cheap at the moment. It's like 50 gold per book. Let me see. Unless they spike the prices on this one. Oh look, I got fucking Scamast. 25 gold even. But there's not many books left here, so I bought all of mine for an average of 50 gold, which is like 50 times 10, 1,000 gold. Let's calculate it that way. So on top of all of this, I spent 1,000 gold for legendary engravings. So let's see, 100, 1500, 2000, 500, 2007. A total of 3700 gold for this build to work. So I think that will finish the build. If you think this build sucks, I encourage you, get on your 1370 character, whatever legendary engravings you got, they can be random just so you have the main stat. Go into Trixion and check out the max roll instant cast Reflux build, and you will see that it sucks compared to what I have showed you here. Anyways, thanks for watching, and see you later.